The Turkish bank surprised markets with a cut in overnight lending. Now, this is the very first cut since the election of the new president. I'm joined on the line by Sevin Ekinci. Now, Sevin, how much of an impact has this action already had?
Well, actually, I should say, Darren, that it made a positive impact because mainly most of the market players were afraid of a cut from the main policy rate. The upper bound of the interest rate corridor is another story. There was a wide range between the lower bound and the upper bound of the interest rate corridor. The Central Bank of Turkey previously, in its previous meeting, cut the lower bound of the interest rate corridor. It was at 7.5%, but the upper bound of the interest rate corridor was at 12%. So there was a wide range between this corridor. And I should say it did not make a negative impact to have this cut on the upper bound of the corridor. We apprehend it as a symmetric move. They made the interest rate corridor more symmetric, and this was seen as a more normalization process because mainly the market is founded by the policy rate, which is the midpoint of this corridor, which is 8.25%, and they did not make any change on this policy rate. So this was mainly important for us. Because, for example, if you are looking at the average funding rate of the Central Bank of Turkey, it's at 8.30 as of today, which is most important for us. So the upper bound was mainly used in the additional tightening days, and this is a lending rate, and this did not make big negative change in the market mood. And I should say, actually, it made a positive, it made a positive impact because they did not change the policy rate, which is one-week repo rate.
Inflation remains a huge concern. So, Sevin, what other moves by the central bank are you expecting in the future?
So inflation, yes, it's a big concern. I do definitely agree. That's why we didn't want a change, any cuts, any ease on the policy rates. As of today, as of July, it's at 9.3%. And the official forecast, the central bank forecast for this year is 7.6%. So there's a huge difference between the actual rate and their estimates for the end of this year. And I should say that for the end of the year, I'm expecting an inflation rate of 9.6%. So it seems it will be very hard for them to hit their target, to hit their inflation estimate again. It's a concern. They mentioned about it in their statement today. They said that they brought a reason of high food prices, which is not included in the core inflation figure, and draft affect the food prices, and it increases the agriculture prices. They also mentioned about the geopolitical risks, but they said that there's lower pass-through effect from foreign exchange. They are trying to mitigate the inflation concerns within the market players. They usually do this. It seems that they will not hit their target again, but it is more important that at least we see they still have this hands-on policy over inflation. I'm happy that I see they are still targeting price stability inflation, and that's why they did not lower their policy rates. This was important for us because we got so much notice from the international credit rating agencies about this pressure over the Central Bank of Turkey for easing the interest rates. So it's very good for me to see this hands-on policy over price stability and inflation today.
And Sevin, before I let you go, how do you see the Lira trading by the end of the year?
As of today, after the central bank decision, it has strengthened against dollar to 2.15. However, if we keep in mind the global conjuncture and the Fed policies, we should expect some weakening in the Turkish lira, because as we see some good figures from the United States, we see that the dollar index is increasing, and I'm expecting this will continue until the end of this year, the rise in the dollar index. So it will decrease the value of the Turkish lira, and as of the end of the year, I'm expecting a move towards 2.20, and by the end of the year, I want to give forecast level of 224 against US dollar.
Sevin, thank you very much as always. It has been a pleasure. Well, viewers, do stay tuned as we have plenty more just like this heading your way. See you very soon.